Well, what we have here is the last batch of flutes I've been making. I've arrived at a motif, which would be the Star Child flute, as denoted by these conning towers on the flutes themselves. They are a Star Child design, huh? And they will all have these conning towers on them. And I've got several here in various keys. And they are all tuned sharply. And we'll get to explain that a little bit here after a while. I'm going to play a couple of them here for you, see how they sound inside the shop here. Because these are still waiting to be finished. And there's a lot to explain, but Pinion Pine, Western Aromatic Cedar, True Cedar, and I've got a few in Alligator Juniper, which is another old growth tree that came by years ago. And so they all have a different sound, every single one of them. So let me try just playing one or two here, and if I can find a good place to do it here. We'll see how that is right there. And I'll now perform a little bit. This one you've heard already in my first video. Whoops. You gotta have the block on right. And it's real easy to play. 5 holes, you get 10 fingers. You just got to cover the holes and get the fundamental note. Once you get the fundamental note, you stop lifting your fingers off of them till you get the entire scale, which is a Native American scale, pentatonic. Aromatic cedar. This one's all Pinion Pine, little aromatic cedar trim on it. Well, this is Alligator Juniper. But the crispness of the Pinion Pine is the key thing here. Because it's softwood, so it has a mellow tone. But it's hard. It's very resinous in its structure. As far as a wood structure, it's the only one I know that grows this slow. It takes 100 years to grow a tree this big. So, when you get a tree this big, it's like 400 or 500 years old. And that's where these flutes come from. And I'll take you there later. Key of F. F sharp. Just a half a note higher, huh? Nice. Stand up. I try to make them so that they'll stand up by themselves. Key of E. Pinion Pine still.